Good morning, everyone. Today, I want to present you an interesting tool, the Tellurium. These are the topics we are going to tackle. Tellurium, historical aspect, the restoration, the functioning of this object and the Earth's and Moon's motions, the Tellurium physics, and the Moon in literature. The Tellurium is a model for the demonstration and explanation of terrestrial and lunar astronomical phenomena and their relationship with the Sun. Our Tellurium is a simple model. We found it among other old tools in a display cabinet at Roiti High School. The movement takes place through a crank connected to a cascade system of gears, but slightly defective. For a better understanding about the datation of this object, it is necessary to study the geopolitical situation on the globe. The first thing that we can note is the presence of the URSS, which highlights a period ranging from 1922 to 1991. We then observe that Germany is united, but doesn't include the territories to the east, which restricts the period in a range of time between 1945 and 1949. After that, we notice the presence of English, French, and Belgian colonies in Africa that give a further confirmation of the period. What allows us to determine the exact year is the Republic of China, which was founded in 1949. Starting from the historical location, we focus on the historical political dynamics of the period. In the second half of the 19th, the world was divided in half between the two great powers, USA and URSS. After the end of the World War II, we are on the eve of the Cold War, which will see the clash between communist and consumer ideology. Without the fascist trade there is no longer the pretext of the alliance with the URSS, so was born the blockade that in 1949 will lead to the division between Germany, East Soviet and West pro-US, and then to divide Europe. In 1949, the US helped Western Europe with a series of economic plans under the Marshall Plan to create a non-communist power to trade with. In Europe, there will be no more hot wars, except the Balkans at the end of the 20th century. The clash will be mostly ideological, ignited instead in other parts of the world, Vietnam, Korea, Latin America and Africa. Moreover, the difficult economic situation of this period will begin a process of decolonization. Regarding the restoration of the Tellurium, we have performed several tasks, such as cleaning the instrument with polishing of the gears, filling and painting the candle, repositioning the ecliptic of the zodiac, correcting the movement of the gears. And there's a little video for explaining these things.
L'altro.
From the scientific side, Tellurium represents the two motions of the Earth and the Moon. The first one is about the rotation of the Earth around its axis, inclined about 23 degrees from the ecliptic plane. To complete a rotation, it takes 24 hours. At the same time, it occurs Earth's revolutionary motion around the Sun, which instead takes 1 year. The union of these two motions originates the one of translation. The second one is about the Moon that rotates around the Earth with an elliptical orbit staggered by the Earth, while it also rotates around itself. The coincidence of two lunar movements make the Moon always show the same face to the Earth. The lighting condition of the Moon can be different and give light to the Moon's phases. New Moon when it is on the same side of the Sun, full Moon when it is on the opposite side of the Sun, to a fourth when it is an intermediate position. Let's now analyze the light source of the tellurium, a light bulb. The device is powered by alternating current, a current that varies over time, discovered by Tesla. Most electronic devices operate according to this principle, and to identify the actual value of this current, the following formulas are used. EF equal to E with 0 over square root of 2, and VF is equal to V with 0 over square root of 2. The Moon has always been a topic of metaphysical interest for man. It has been present since the first myths. The literary work that best connects to our path is Dialogue of the Earth and the Moon, present in Leopardi's Operette Morali, because it represents the dialogue between the Earth and the Moon, represented in the Tellurium. In this work we find the two celestial bodies that dialogue for the first time, but them cannot understand why the Earth tries to attribute human concept to the Moon, while the latter destroys the anthropocentric vision of the first. The Earth then tries to understand the Moon by presenting the representation that man had given of it and the scientific theories of which it was the protagonist, but the Moon remains vague and incomprehensible. The only element that in the end the two celestial bodies can find common is evil, common element of the universe. This negative ending is a perfect expression of Leopardi's comic pessimism that brings back to the vision of cruel nature. Leopardi's work is also inspired by vision of the Moon by other authors, such as Ariosto and Galileo Galilei. The presentation is ended, so thank you so much for your attention.